leaked amateur video has suddenly taken over the internet, and within hours, it pulled millions of people into a moment no one was supposed to see. Not a performance. Not a stage. Not even an official appearance. Just a quiet arrival, under the intense Texas sun. And yet, somehow, it became one of the most talked about moments in K-pop right now. Because in that short clip, two global superstars, Taehyung and Jungkook, were seen stepping off a private jet, holding hands. Not for a second. Not as a joke. Not something easy to ignore. But something that felt real. Something that felt unfiltered. And that's exactly why people can't stop watching it. What makes this even more interesting is that everything about this trip already felt different from the very beginning. BTS isn't new to traveling. They've crossed continents countless times. Fans are used to seeing airport footage, public departures, flashes, cameras, chaos. But this time, things were quieter, more controlled. Instead of flying commercial, the group chose a private jet, something they rarely do unless there's a specific reason. No crowded terminals. No chaotic fan interactions. No usual airport scenes. Just a tightly secured environment, carefully managed from start to finish. And that alone raised questions. Because when something changes in a routine this familiar, people notice. Still, even the most controlled environments can't stop curiosity. Somewhere, from a distance, a camera was rolling. The footage wasn't perfect. It was shaky, slightly blurred, clearly not meant to be seen by millions. But maybe that's what made it so powerful. Because it didn't feel staged. It didn't feel managed. It felt like something real slipped through. And then came the moment that changed everything. In one clip that quickly went viral, Taehyung and Jungkook are seen walking side by side toward the aircraft. Nothing unusual at first. They've walked like this countless times before. Calm. Focused. Used to the routine. But then something subtle happens. Their hands move closer. Almost instinctively. And then, they connect. No hesitation. No glance around. No visible awareness of being watched. They just hold on. And they keep walking. As if it's the most natural thing in the world. That single moment was enough. Enough to stop viewers mid-scroll. Enough to make people replay the clip again. And again. And again. Because in an industry where almost every movement is observed, adjusted, and sometimes even scripted, moments like this don't usually happen. Or at least, they're not usually seen. And that's where the curiosity begins. But the story didn't end there. If anything, it only got stronger. After a long flight across continents, the private jet finally landed in Texas. The sun was high. The air was dry. And somewhere in the distance, cameras were already waiting again. Because by now, something felt different. Something felt like it was building. And then the aircraft door opened. They stepped out. One by one. The members of BTS began descending the stairs. But once again, attention shifted almost immediately. Because there they were. Taehyung and Jungkook. And this time, there was no question. They were still holding hands. Not briefly. Not loosely. But clearly. Firmly. In full view. Under the bright sunlight of El Paso, every detail became more visible. Their steps were synchronized. Their posture relaxed. There was no sign of discomfort. No attempt to pull away. If anything, the gesture looked even more certain than before. And that's what sent the internet into a frenzy. Because now, it wasn't just a one-time moment. It was something repeated. Something consistent. Something that felt intentional. Even if it wasn't meant to be seen. Within minutes, the footage spread everywhere. TikTok clips racked up millions of views. Threads exploded on X. Instagram edits began appearing almost instantly. different angles, slow motion, zoomed-in frames. Every second of that moment was analyzed, discussed, debated, and interpreted in countless ways. Some fans saw it as something simple, yet powerful, a sign of deep trust, a reflection of years spent together under pressure that most people could never understand. Because being in BTS isn't just about music. It's about sharing a life, a schedule, a struggle, a journey. And for many, that moment looked like the purest expression of that bond. But at the same time, not everyone saw it the same way. Because online, conversations quickly took another direction. Rumors began to surface. Speculations started to grow. Some fans believed that what they saw might suggest something deeper, something more personal, something beyond what is usually shown publicly. Of course, there's no confirmation, no official statement, and everything remains in the realm of interpretation. But that hasn't stopped people from asking questions. And maybe that's the real reason this moment became so powerful, not because of what it proves, but because of what it makes people wonder. Now all of that attention is shifting toward one place, El Paso, because the timing of this moment couldn't be more significant. The city has completely transformed. Purple lights fill the streets. Hotels are fully booked. Fans from across the United States, and even beyond, have gathered for what many are calling one of the most anticipated concerts of the year. This isn't just another stop on a tour. This is something bigger. Because for BTS, this performance comes after a major chapter in their lives. A period that changed everything. And now, they're back. On stage. In front of tens of thousands of people. With expectations higher than ever. And right at the center of that anticipation are Kim Taehyung and Taehyung Jungkook. Because after what fans saw at the airport, people aren't just expecting music anymore. They're expecting moments. Rumors suggest that the upcoming performance might include something special. Some believe there could be a duet. Others think there might be a deeper narrative woven into the show. A story told not just through lyrics, but through movement, interaction, and emotion. And with a 360-degree stage design, there's nowhere to hide. Every glance, every gesture, every interaction will be seen. And that changes everything. Because now, the stage isn't just a place for performance. It becomes a space for expression, for connection, for something that feels real. Behind all of this, something bigger is starting to take shape. Because regardless of interpretation, that moment at the airport touched something rare. Something that isn't always visible in an industry built on perfection. Authenticity, comfort, a sense of being completely at ease with another person, even under the eyes of the entire world. Some observers believe this could signal a shift. A small one, maybe, but meaningful. A move towards something more open, more human, less controlled. And if that's true, then what we saw wasn't just a random moment. It was a glimpse into something that fans don't always get to see. Now the question isn't just about what happened. It's about what comes next. Will the concert confirm anything? Will it expand the story? Or will it leave even more questions behind? One thing is certain. Millions of people will be watching. Not just for the music, but for the moments in between. The details. The interactions. The things that can't be scripted. Because sometimes, it's not the performance that people remember. It's the moment that feels real. The one that wasn't planned. The one that wasn't meant to be seen. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what this is. The beginning of something no one expected. And something no one can fully explain. Yet.